Do you want fancy Hollywood-like lighting effects like this? Then you need Shoost, a new program that is currently in development, and today I'll tell you all about it in the current 0.3 version of the program. But first, please click that subscribe and bell notification to get updates and alerts for future tutorials and other great content. Flashbang! Now first you need to join Muro's Fanbox or Patreon. Both work just as well and give you the same software, but Fanbox is in Japanese and Patreon is in English. However, it is worth noting that the tier to get the software on Fanbox is slightly cheaper if you have a credit card with no foreign transaction fees. You weeps will likely have one of those if you buy a lot of merch. As you can see, 500 yen is cheaper, so many of my friends have gone with Fanbox. This is what the interface for Shoost itself looks like. It is very simple, and you have just 3 layers. On each of the layers, you can add stuff in 3 ways: direct image upload, window capture, and spout. Most people use a flat image or window capture for the background if animated, and window capture for their model. If you're a 3D VTuber, you will have to use spout, which, while nicer, requires more setup, which will not be covered in this video. In the future, we will likely have NDI support, which will allow us to do live 3D models without chroma key, like Spout does for 3D. Now, there's a few more things to know about the layers page before we move on to the effects page. First is that the window capture works by you typing in the name of the program. Yes, this is very scuffed, and I hope that has changed, but for VTube Studio, you type in a capital V. Be very careful if a type uses while live, as you could easily dock yourself by selecting a random different window. You also need to use the chroma key on your model, if not using 3D and using Spout. And for that, you'll need to set the color background in Vtubers Studio with the color picker background, or however you want to do it. For my model, I'm very green, so I can't use green, instead I use blue. You know your model best, so use whatever color works for your model. Click the color box and color pick the color you're using, and set the color tolerance and balance accordingly until things look good. And now we're finally onto the meat of the program, the effects. You can do a lot of stuff here. There is a couple different modes you can work with. We got diffusion, we got glow, which is very bright. We got none, which is just none. Normal, I'm not sure what the difference between none and normal is, but there's that. I really like diffusion, and glow can be fun times too. So let's go back to diffusion and show it what it does. So you can turn out the exposure background and really change it a bunch all the way up. It sort of diffuses on it. It looks very nice. In my opinion, it's the best. You can also go over to glow, and this can be a really fun effect. Well, it looks really fancy if you got a big background and do, you do your Skyrim like little stuff, memes in this, yeah. And you can also go down to the filter. So we go back to diffusion, go to filter, and there's a TV, which looks very pixely, very nice. Go over to the VHS one, which looks really nice, again, very spooky maybe. Go over to the film one, which gives a very blue effect. It looks super duper professional. Along with diffusion, I love this combo. Go back to none. You can also go over to the flare option, and this is another really powerful tool that's new to 0.3, where you can go ahead and move the light around and get some extra lighting effects. So you can put like the left corner, change the angle, you can change the opacity. These are all settings you just won't have to mess with on your own time and figure out what looks good for each sort of situation. Now, very important is the next option, which is the blur and sharpen. You'll probably never touch the sharpen thing. I can't see. When would you need to sharpen? I have no idea. It almost always looks bad. But the blur thing looks very nice. See how this is like a photo? I just blurred it until it looks like a nice background. Very good, very good. There's also the camera zoom. There's a shake thing where I can slowly shake it like this. And there's an explosion. There's no keybinds for this, which is kind of weird. But yeah, do that and zoom out back out. Another really powerful tool is the rim light feature, which looks really good on my hat. So we go ahead and make it a little bigger so you guys see a little better. See, look at that. And now we can make it a little more tense. You can move it around, move it around. Very good, very good. There's opacity. There's all sorts of stuff. Now, very quickly, there's a cool thing with the rim light. If I go back to the layers, now let me click my logo. Look at it. The rim light has real-time shadows. I'm not sure what they're doing to make that work, but it's really fancy. I really like it. I'm sure people do some really cool stuff with it. Now we'll go back over to effects, and you can also go over to settings and you can enable Spout. Now, Spout is how the 3D VTubers will be doing it. I'm assuming NDI will be on here as well, but you can still turn it on if you need it, if you're a 3D VTuber that supports that. Anyways, please do go support the developer. This is an amazing piece of software. Go, remember this is in development currently, so don't expect it to be 100% functioning and stuff. And do be safe when using it on live, but I will be probably doing that soon. Go to Fanbox, go to Patreon, do the stuff, go have fun. This is a really fun program. And I will see you guys next time on the next tutorial, or I'll see you guys live on Twitch. Peace.